Hi, I'm Dr. Bruce Quinn and I'm an expert on Medicare and new technologies. Today we've got the craziest problem I've seen in several years. CMS recently announced it was deleting coverage for cancer tests for about 1/3 of breast and colon cancer patients. And it's clear the method to do this violates Medicare's own published coding rules. In this 4-minute video, we'll show you what's happening so you can understand it. Sometimes things don't make sense, but at least you can understand why they don't make sense. So CMS has a national coverage decision that governs cancer gene panel testing. And from time to time, they issue coding instructions to contractors about how to process claims. For example, they add new codes for new tests that are FDA approved, and they become part of the coverage. Here, CMS has issued code deletions effective July 1st, 2021, and labs tell me these will affect up to 1/3 of breast cancer and colon cancer tests. These tests will hit denials, and the tests are necessary for drug cancer therapies. This is the document. It's called Change Request 12124. It's effective on July 1st, 2021. And if you get inside this document, you'll find a zip file. Inside that zip file is an Excel spreadsheet that includes deletions of a couple dozen cancer diagnosis codes. In plain English, they're going to delete a lot of the currently payable codes for colon and breast cancer. Here's how that coding structure works. This is from a standard ICD coding site. It shows non-billable and billable codes, and it's for C34, which is lung cancer. C34.0 is lung cancer of the main bronchus. That means it hasn't reached out to the lobes. C34.1, lung cancer of the upper lobe. C34.2, lung cancer of the middle lobe, and then lung cancer of the lower lobe, lung cancer of overlapping sites, and so on. When you get inside these codes, you find that the highest code in the tree is not payable, but all the codes below it with decimal points are billable codes. So C34, lung cancer of the main bronchus, that's not payable. But C34.00, lung cancer of unspecified main bronchus, is fine. C34.01 would be right bronchus, C34.02 left bronchus. Then you have malignant neoplasm of the upper lobe. That's not payable. But C34.10, lung cancer of the upper lobe, side not specified, that's fine. C34.11, right upper lobe, C34.12, left upper lobe, and so on. So what CMS is doing is they are striking out the word unspecified, which occurs a lot in ICD-10. They're striking it out wherever it appears, no matter how far down in the decimal points, even a branch of a bronchus. And labs tell me that the deleted codes represent about 1/3 of cancer patients based on their claims. Now, the important thing to know is that CMS is violating its own instructions. There are several paragraphs of instructions, but they say, code to the specificity available to you. Do not do extra tests to be able to code to more specificity. Use what's clinically available. They say things will not be denied because of lack of detail as long as you use a billable code. And it's called the CMS ICD-10 Guide, or document SC1518. Now, the changes proposed are not consistent with that, but they're also not consistent with the CMS contractors. They're not consistent with private payers. They're not consistent with hospital DRG coding. They're not consistent with hospice coding, and I provide links to all of these below. If these claims are denied and go to appeal, the CMS rules will just look goofy to any kind of hearing officer or judge. And if and when these same CMS ideas are applied to hospital and hospice care, there would be an immediate explosion with AARP, with Congress, with the AMA, literally with everybody. So what needs to be done? CMS needs to issue an amendment, probably during May, so this does not actually happen on July 1. There are lots of ways to do this and save face. For example, they can say we are putting this instruction on hold pending further review. Or after July 1 and by August, it will be a complete mess that'll be obvious to everyone, and then the rule will get withdrawn retroactively. But let's avoid driving headlong into such a crazy mess. And I encourage you to look back at SC 1518. It says code to the specificity available to you, and then use unspecified codes. Claims will not be denied. regarding further detail. Let's see what happens. Good luck.